let's go fishing. You know it's really great, let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes, let's go fishing. It's easy when you try, floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike.
Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And we're glad to be here, Mike.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we sure are. Got rainy weather here and there, been going on and on all week, but maybe clear out tomorrow night or Saturday night, might get to fish a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Want to say hello to everybody that's watching, and hope you get a chance to call in, let us know about the fishing report or anything that you think would be interested in. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Want to say hello to Bill, and I know Bill's he went to Watauga last weekend, and last weekend with some neighbors of his, walleye fishing, and we might have mentioned it there Friday last week, I don't remember. But anyway, he's back home now, and we're kind of looking for a trip up the north maybe, and this weekend hopefully can get some fishing in. Mike and I were up there last week, and let's see, we went Friday night
And got rained out on
Saturday
night.
Yeah, Mike, he stayed up past 1 o'clock, kept waiting on the rain to clear, and it never did clear, so I went on to bed. And so anyway, that was about the deal of it. But
yep.
Give you a couple little heads up on a couple of things. Talking with the McIntoshes, Robert McIntosh and those people, they're still waiting on TWRA to, I guess you'd call it, release them to show what they've been doing and that kind of thing, Mike. So when they get their release or get their okay to do the show, they're going to come over and do it.
Yes, sir. That'd be good.
We're going to be looking forward to it and that kind of thing. So it sounds good. I would like to hear from somebody that's been fishing on Watts Bar in the last few weeks, which I would say right now it's probably pretty muddy in the headwaters and up in the river,
Union meeting Monday night there. I talked to Greg Underwood, and he was telling me that they was catching several fish. They was having a little tournament on Friday nights there out of Hornsby down there. Angler's Cove, or whatever you gonna call it down there. Angler's Cove, that's where he's at. He's in the campground down there.
Yeah.
Riley
Creek. Yeah.
Riley Creek, that's where they're at. And stuff there. And I did get a report from another guy there that said that they'd been up the Clinch, and they was catching some bass around the boat docks and stuff up there.
Yeah.
The water was about 70 degrees up there.
Well, when they're pulling north like they are, the fog's lifting. We turned up there headed off of 61, headed to Clinton there. They upside the river. Why, when that river's foggy, it's a tattletale sign, man. They're running the pool out of the water, and it's cold.
It's cold.
And it's hot air hitting it, and then it gets foggy.
Yeah.
And so the Clinch down to Kingston is you got cooler water.
Cooler water.
For sure. And then it starts mixing with the Emory and the Tennessee there at Kingston, and you can tell the cooler water will be coming out of the Kingston there, hitting the Tennessee, and it'll run a streak of fog down the right-hand side of the lake.
Yeah.
We've seen it. This crazy thing, it's not crazy. It's just the way it works.
That's right.
So that'll be the deal. So let's see who we got here. Hello, caller.
Hey, Mike. Steve.
Hey, Tony.
Tony.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Well, just hold on right there. I got something I want to show you. How about it, Chandler? Put that crappie fish up there, film up, would you? There you go. Now, Tony, there's your fish, and you had how many keepers?
I had 18 keepers.
18 keepers.
I had 8 14 inches.
Right. Had 8 that was 14 or better. That's pretty good, Tony. I mean, that's a good mess of fish right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got them sons who had 20, about 20, about 18 that were deep.
Yeah. Well, you didn't catch a big bass.
The fish from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
7 o'clock to 12 o'clock. How deep were they?
About 32 foot deep.
About 32 feet. Dang. Well, I know you got some big enough sinkers to get down there, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, I got them 3/4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you don't hook them, you just knock them in the head and catch them when they get up there at the surface, right?
Yeah. Dip down. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, heck, I'm glad you sent me that picture, and that's a pretty good mess of fish. I'm glad
Yes,
you the other day you had how many? Had 9. So you doubled your score there.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do it again this week.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Ain't no two ways about it. Well, that's great. That sounds real good. I'm glad you got them, and I hope you get some next week or this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, that's.
Have you done eat them?
No, I'm going to eat them Saturday.
You're gonna eat them Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man, I appreciate you sending us that picture, and keep at it. Just keep after them there. Mike, he'll be ready to go before you know it.
Go yourself.
All right, Tony. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, buddy.
Buddy.
All right, see you, bud. All right, Tony, he'll get it. Well, he had 9, then he got 18, and so he's getting on the program.
Yes. Since you was talking about the other lakes, Douglas, the report was there that it done come up 2 or 3 foot, and they're expecting it to come up another 5 foot today. From all the flooding they've had over North Carolina and everything.
Yeah.
On that Pigeon River, I guess it is, comes in up there, and was talking about a lot of water coming down the Holston too. Besides the French Broad, bringing a lot of water down, flooding through Newport and everything there.
Right. Right.
Pretty high, so they got to do something with that water, and what are they going to do with it? They're going to send it to Fort Loudon and right on through Watchbar.
Yeah. It all comes downstream, Mike.
It all comes downstream. As far as
never fails.
Norse, didn't hear them say anything about Norse coming up any, but it might do it just a little bit. But coming out of that clinch, I don't think they had much coming out of over on the other side, but they may get a little bit rise back up in it. But anyway, that's the biggest thing I heard was them talking about TWRA and what they was doing on these Asian carp or the flying carp or whatever you want to call it.
Well, what's the latest you've heard? Because I haven't heard much.
They opened up for the commercial fishermen to harvest them.
Yeah.
And I forget now, it was way up there, the tons of fish that's already been caught down there out of Kentucky Lake and Barkley and them other lakes down on the lower end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all kinds of them. Tons of them. I mean, it wasn't just a few pounds, it was tons of them that they've been getting since they opened it up for the commercial fishermen to harvest them.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
I don't think they'll ever get them all out there, but they might slow down the population enough that it won't be that many try to make it on up the rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, last year they was talking about some kind of different stuff they was putting in next to these locks and stuff to sonic vibration or something other and all that to try to keep them from migrating into the locks to where they'd make it on up to the next river chain, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that's working. I don't know.
I agree with that. You know, I've read a little bit, but get bored reading it and just say, well, we got to figure out how to get rid of them. You know, and turn the commercial fishermen loose on them. Okay, what can you do with them once you catch them? Well, they make great fertilizer.
Cat food, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. You know, but that's good. I hope they find a good market for it and
well, several years ago, there they was talking about some lake down there in Alabama, I believe it was, that had them snake heads or something in it.
Yeah.
And they went in there and took so many of each species of fish they had in there. That was the bass, the crappie, and all of them. It was a good game fish and everything. And poured the rotenol to it, killed everything in there out, and then come back and restocked it with the fish they took out of it to get rid of the snakeheads out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether they come back in there again, I don't know. Don't know where they come from or anything about them. But, there at one time, they was, that's all you heard about was a snakehead.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, let's see. They still catch a few in Florida. We saw the fishing shows and stuff, and then you got the peacock bass. There's a few of them in Florida. You know.
Yeah, they brought them over here intentionally. You know.
Yeah. Exactly right.
And, but they're getting a lot of fish that's coming over here, is migrating, going up these rivers and stuff, but ain't supposed to be here.
Yeah. Well, we definitely know the Asian carp are not supposed to be here for sure, but hopefully we'll figure out a way
How
to get
they
rid
got
of
over here, I don't know. You know, that's the same way with
Yeah.
they was talking about them sharks that they was catching out there out of the river in Memphis.
Yeah.
Small ones, but they'd come up the river.
Right. Well, anyway, Mike, we hope that they take care of that Asian carp business. And
There's a lot of other things that they're getting coming in here that ain't supposed to be here too. Not only the bugs and stuff they're talking about, but it's like the armadillos and stuff. You never heard of armadillos all their life, and then all of a sudden there's one right down the road there from Dad's house laying on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Got run over.
Yeah, I don't know if somebody brought it in as a pet and then released it or what.
They say they're migrating this way.
Well, I've heard that too. So.
Like the bees and all that other stuff, the waspers and everything else, you know.
Right. All right. Let's take a little commercial break, our Chandler, and come back to us, will you? Hey, folks, here at Tim's Tires, there's the times that they're open. The day, it's 5 days a week. They're open from 8 to 12:30 on Saturdays. All right, folks, we're inside here in the warehouse. Just wanted to give you a quick look at all the tires and stuff they got. And here we are. There's some four-wheeler tires, lawnmower tires, just a mixture of about any kind of tire you want. So keep that in mind. Then here we get into the light truck, automobiles, that kind of thing. So just walk through here and give you a quick look at what they've got in stock here. I mean, you know, it's it's just, I don't know, man. They must be a couple of thousand tires in here right now, if not more. Sizes, shapes. You truckers, you know the word. This is the place to get your tires for your trucks. And these over here, getting a little bigger sizes, light trucks, heavier automobiles, this kind of thing. And as you can just see back through there, it's just, heck, I don't know, this building's probably about 300 feet, one end to the other, and they're wall to wall. Remember Tim's Tires, folks. That's down here on Highway 27 on your way into Harriman, and get the best deals they're going. So give them a call, price check, whatever you want to, and if you want a special tire that they might not have, you could. They'll definitely get it for you. Tim's Tires. All right, folks, we're back. Okay, we're going to go to the film that Mike and I got to shoot last Friday night, and we had a pretty decent trip, but
For a little while.
for a little while, and then it became a struggle.
You got that
I
right.
mean, them daggum fish up there. We'll talk about it when we come back. Go ahead and show the film, Chandler.
Now we're recording.
Yep.
Right there.
First cast, Mike.
First cast. Pretty nice one there.
All right, back in the water he go.
Back in the water. Catch you again.
Catch him again. All right, Mike's got something big on here. I don't know what it is. He don't know either. Golly bum. That's on his first cast.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, now must.
He's pulling the boat around.
Yeah, he's a whopper, whatever he is.
I see what it is. Golly bum.
I'm about 40 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whopper. I'm telling you. I'll tell you what, dude. Just let me get my grippers right here. Cause that dip net ain't gonna do no good.
No.
All right. Heck, that ain't a good bite on it. Whoa, now. Whoa. 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 Yeah, let me spin him around. See if I can get that bait back out of him. Yeah, I could get it if I had the needle on the pliers. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't even know.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. All right. Camera's still running. There it is, folks. Golly, man, what a drum. I want you to look at that. Yeah. Take the camera. Golly, bum. There it is. Yeah. All right, Mike, I'm going to turn him loose. Thank goodness for them grippers. If I can get him loose. There he goes. Yeah. Good.
Now,
All right.
tired of dipping it up.
Yeah, tired of dipping it up. I was going to bring that bigger net so we wouldn't miss them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was a lot bigger than that.
Very good fish.
There we go.
There you go. Another nice morning.
All right, number 2.
Number 2. Very chunky.
Yeah. Golly, dumb. Mike.
Yeah. Pretty chunky.
Yeah. Barely had him hooked.
Yeah. Nice one.
Yeah. Pretty fish right there. Nothing wrong with them. I'd take them all night long.
Yeah, buddy.
Got another one on here, folks, if he don't get off on the net. Got a boy, Mike.
Well, he just laid right over.
Just laid right over. Well, right there's why. Yeah. Right there's why.
Yeah. Now he's going to break water there. Carry on. Yeah. Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, that's right.
Back in the water.
Back in the water.
All right. Old Mike got another good fish on right there now. Yeah, if he can get him loose. If he can get him loose. There you go, Mike.
Finally got that lip.
Yeah, finally. Nothing wrong with that fish right there now.
No, that's another nice one.
That's a good one, buddy.
Good.
Sure is.
Put him back on the other side.
You pulling the bill on me now. Yeah, he said throw them back over there so they won't mess up them others. For old Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got him a good little bit in there.
Yeah. Yippity mud bug.
12, 14 inches, I guess.
Boy, coming loose. Yeah. There you go. You rascal, you.
Yeah.
All right. Back in the water, Mike.
Back in the water, too.
All right. There Mike is with another fish. Got you all tangled up in the net, ain't he, Mike?
Yeah. You come out.
Good enough. Good. And the boy. All right, back in the water he goes. All right. Been a little bit since we had a bite. Got a small fish here, but that was what we wanted to find out, what it'd take to get a bite on. Had to swap some colors. Didn't we, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to swap up some colors here. All right.
Oh.
Got one?
No. You just drag it to the bottom.
All right. Back in the water he goes.
Okay.
Hey. Where's all the good ones at, Mike?
I don't know.
Huh?
They're here somewhere.
There, buddy. Calm down here and I'll get you loose. Just like that.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All
Go.
right. Come it, boy.
Back at him.
All right, there Mike is with another fish, folks. We're getting one every now and then, but we're struggling. They're not biting as good as they was when we got here, but we're still catching one every now and then.
Yeah.
There he goes.
There you go. All right. So you got one on here.
I don't know what the devil that is.
It's a big small, it's a catfish. Uh-oh. That's a catfish.
All right, folks, we're back. Mike,
Yeah.
I still think, what happened was we started out, we got there just a little bit before dark. And like I said, caught one on the first cast. I always like to do that. Feel like it makes me feel like I know what's going on. You know, we caught 6 fish off that one place.
Sure did.
I mean, you got that old big drum, and then we caught 5 more smallmouth off of there and missed a couple.
Yeah.
So the fish were on that little point right there for sure. And we wasn't very far from the launch ramp either. I feel like we should have doubled back on the launch ramp there.
Should have.
Caught some fish off of that place.
Water temperature hadn't changed. It went down maybe a foot or more than what it had the weekend before. It's still running about 83 degrees. The moon was just a little over a quarter.
Yeah.
And stuff. Our things was right till that cloud cover kind of come in and the moon got behind it there, and then it seemed like they had a lockjaw.
Yeah, they did seem like they done that, that's for sure. But we finally picked up a few more fish, you know, as the night went on, and actually we got in the fog real bad up there on the other up above Bear Hole Bend there, and fog kind of got us messed up, but we still caught a couple of fish out of that fog.
Yeah, we did.
So we you know, packed up and come on back to the boat trailer and loaded up, you know. But I don't know, we had 12, 14, 15 fish, and like I said, we missed several.
Oh, yeah.
We had some bites, but we just didn't hold on to them.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean,
that's for sure.
We had as many bites that we missed as the bites we caught. Every bit of it, and probably more. You know, you set the hook on one and get him coming to the boat, and then he got off.
He's gone.
He's gone. Yeah, that's a fact. But basically, I started out with the same jigs that I had tied on the week before, that green and blue, and then went to throw the copper crawl some and caught a few fish on it.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else did I tie on there? There was another color. Anyway, we could have brought those jigs with us tonight, but I'd forgot about having Mike's tackle in my boat, and I jumped in the truck and wanted to pick him up, thinking he had the jigs, and they're in my back of my boat. So we don't have any to show. Wish we did have. And you know, I think we might have showed a time or two on the camera there a minute ago during the film. But it's like we've said. Hey, if you're not getting a bite, shucks, change something. You know, but our thing's this, and I can't really tell you that it's 100%, because I've turned right around and been throwing watermelon, and with watermelon and some orange on the trailer, and this, that, and the other, and then turn right around and throw a black and black out there and catch one.
That's right.
And when the moon's out real bright, you know, you throw out there with the black, you can't get a bite on the watermelon and orange, and then you turn right around and throw a black and black jig out there and catch one.
Sure do.
So, you know, it like I said, if you're not catching one, if you're not getting some bites, change up on something. Change the jig, change the trailer, do something different, and until you find out what they want to bite.
Yeah.
And you know, and then work from that. Once you get a bite or two, you can expand on. Okay, maybe if I lighten up just a little bit on something, and then if you don't get a bite on it in a little bit, go back to what you did get a bite on.
That's for sure.
Because we just go from memory and what they've done in the past, and And you know, it don't always work, but it's a good starting place.
Yeah, it sure is. You know, just
You just keep on. And I'll tell you something we haven't done this year, and we talked about it a couple 3 months ago, was making a night trip to Watts Bar. But
yep.
we're probably a little bit late in the game for that right now. And you know, you never know. We, like I said, I've caught a lot of fish down there on the Watts Bar in the summer months at night, and on the plastic worm, on the spinner bait, on the jig, and all that kind of stuff. So be something to try. And like I said, you get to know us, just experiment a little bit. If you're not catching, if you're not getting a bite, change up on something.
That's right. That's right. You got to be flexible with
Yeah.
your different baits and stuff. Don't get locked in on one bait. You know, just like Ed was hollering and telling about catching all them fish on that
Yeah.
black and blue.
Right.
And you know, we went up there the next night and throwed the heck out of that black and blue, and don't think we caught but one fish on it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what you've done. All right. It's
Tried a lot of variations of the blue and stuff, and couldn't get nothing to hit it.
right. But it's you know, it's an experimental thing, and you know, something that heck we used to fish a lot of purple.
Yes, sir.
Fished a lot of purple years ago. I mean, heck, it was just, I mean, it was a natural. I'd take a purple spinner bait and throw that thing till it faded out and was more white than it was purple.
That's right.
And the moon would be bright as it could be. Put an orange chunk on it or a yellow chunk. And
Frog chunk.
Yeah. I mean, that, you know, catch fish. And
That's right.
when the moon was dark, I'd put a brand new purple skirt on, dark purple. It was a beautiful purple color. I'd take that faded one off, lay it aside, and put that new one on. By the time the moon come full again, it'd be faded out.
Yep.
And it's the same thing, you know. And and then, dadgummit, I'll never will forget, was that Brad and Coach Brown that I had with me that night, or was that you and Brad?
No, it's not what it's talking.
I had that yellow tarantula on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
shucks for mighty, baby. I mean, I put a black chunk on a yellow spinner bait, and
the old spider, tarantula bait.
Tarantula bait had about 8 legs on it. And
8 legs, yeah. Looked like rubber bands.
I'm telling you what, man. They got some, that was you and Ronnie Brown. They got so mad at me, I caught so many fish. I said, get the net, boys, I got another one. They said, net it yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, they said, net it yourself. I said, what's the matter? I said, dang, ain't you going to help me get these fish in? Nope.
Yeah.
So anyway, after that, why, I kind of let up on them a little bit and got back there in the back of the boat, and I said, all right, then you can catch them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, it's crazy, you know, the watercolor changing, the light factor, every bit of that has something to do with what them fish want.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because the light factor getting down there to, I mean, you know, what's a crawdad doing 30 foot of water?
They live everywhere. They live everywhere as far as I know.
That's all I can figure. But, you know, he's in 30 feet of water. What's, you know, and so you just don't know about him. I mean, but the key to it is if you're not getting a bite, change up on something.
Yep.
Go shallower, deeper, lighter, darker, do something. And you'll catch some fish up there, I promise you. And that's another thing too. I wanted to talk about for a minute. You know, we've caught a lot of small fish that's 12 inches long up there. So that tells me, you know, they grow about a pound a year. And according to TWRA, that's kind of the average around here, about a pound a year. Fish weighs a pound, is, you know, last year's spawn. And we've caught a lot of fish in that size range here so far this summer. So that tells me we had a pretty good spawn back last, you know, spring before last, and which is great. That's what we're wanting to see right there. The only thing that's really disappointing is we haven't caught the 4 and 5 pound fish that we used to catch.
Yeah.
I mean, they just not there. I mean, just not catching them. I don't know why, but we're catching numbers of fish, but we're just not catching the size that we'd like to be catching. So
Evidently, they've got older and smarter.
I don't know. A lot of that, though, was, I think, due to the drawdown that they used to have years ago.
Oh, yeah. You know? Yes, sir.
It just kind of consolidated the fish a little more. You know, when you take, shucks, man, and we would fish plumb into October, November, if it wasn't real bad cold, and made a few trips in December.
Yes, we did.
Come a little warm spell, and yeah, let's go. You know, but you take and draw that water down quite a bit, like they used to, and some of them places it's 30, 40 foot deep, then would be 10 foot deep.
Yeah.
And you throw a bait in there, and there'd be a good one on it. But that's the only thing. Numbers wise, we're getting bites, but just not holding on to a lot of them. But size wise, we're not catching a lot
No.
of the 4 pound fish. You know, you get some 3s, but the 4s, 4.5, 5 pounders are just real hard to come by.
Well, they seem like they're getting a little bit healthier than what they had been in years past, and stuff there, and they keep seeing more and more shad population up there too.
Yeah. You know, us idling around on top of on a point and on the side of a point or something, definitely there'd be a lot of fish in one spot, and you know, a lot of bait fish and that kind of thing. So I can't argue with you on that, Mike. It's you know, I guess they're showing up.
Of course, you know, we ain't got the electronics that we had years ago, but you know, back years ago, you could see stuff, but nothing like you can with the electronics you got today and stuff. But there's more shad than I've ever seen on that lake.
Well, yeah, you know, years back, Chucks, I'd take off up Lost Creek and had a nice headlight on my boat at that time, and turn that headlight on, and Dad blamed the minnows and I mean, it'd be jumping everywhere.
Jumping everywhere, too.
You know, yeah, but there's a lot of water in North Lake, a lot of water, and you know, I still wish that they had more bait fish in the lake naturally to make the fish bigger, but I don't know. I just don't think there's enough. There's never enough food for them, you know. That's what creates the bigger ones. Is having plenty to eat. It's like they're talking about Watts Bar down there right now. shad minnows from 1 inch long up to 3 inches long.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yes,
know,
sir.
just
Yes, sir.
swarming, all over the lake pretty much. And the loons have moved. They feed heavy on the shad minnows and all your birds around the bank and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm glad that there's plenty of bait in Wadsboro.
Yeah, them loons has got so daggone big. Shoot, they look bigger than a turkey down there.
Yeah.
Running around.
Yeah, they seem awful healthy. I'll put it that way.
Look like a good sized wheelbarrow out there floating around.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But Chandler, we're going to take another break here and then come back to us, will you? All right. Let people know what we represent.
That's what we're all about. We do try to do an honest day's work for the people, and we've got operators from all over the DOE sites, TVA sites, the outside contractors. We're just about everywhere you see a heavy piece of equipment, good chance that you'll see an operating engineer on it, rather it be Barnhard. I'd like to mention them, All Crane, and all of them that's signatory to us. We have over 100 contractors that's signatory to us, so I definitely appreciate those guys all the way in Chattanooga, Kingsport, Tullahoma, throughout all the way up to Johnson City. So we do cover a big area, and just let us know if we can be any help to the local contractors that come through these areas. We'll definitely send you some people.
All right, David. I appreciate all those good words, and we'll get this on the air, and I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. Hey folks, we're over here at Edgemore Outdoors and got Vance back here. They've got a new selection of, what is this called now, Vance?
This is all queen tackle.
Queen tackle, okay.
It's all tungsten. They got tungsten weights, flipping weights. They got drop shot weights. All the jigs are all tungsten heads. There's flipping jigs, football jigs. There's swim jigs down here too. That's all of it's tungsten. There's shaky heads right here.
Okay, that's all tungsten stuff. Well, Vance got my attention with one thing. You can take any jig. Vance, get some of those bills. The chatterbait bills?
These aren't tungsten, but you can take this little chatterbait here and you can make a jig or a swim bait, any kind of head.
Throw it and put a shaky head on it.
Yep.
Son of a gun. I was just wondering how long that was going to take.
They've got different sizes in the blades there. There's silver, gold, and black.
Silver, gold, and black, different sizes in the blades. And like you said, you can take a white jig that you're flipping and put that dang bill on it, and you got you a chatterbait.
That's right.
Well, I wish me and you had thought of that. Folks, listen, do get by here, Edgemore Outdoors. Just swing around here, look at, gosh, I mean, man, the racks are hanging full of stuff, line, oil, just everything in the world here at Edgemore Outdoors. Jim and his crew would be more than glad to help you find what you need back here on the thing. I mean, it's just, I just hadn't had a chance to get over here. I've been wanting to come by and make a new film, advertisement for Edgemore Outdoors, and we just thank you for their support here over the years, keeping the show going, and it's just row after row of tackle, baits, plastics, crappie stuff, catfish stuff, They got live bait, reels, rods. I mean, it's just, if you're looking for it, more than likely they have it over here. So do come by, stop in here and visit with Edgemore Outdoors, and I'm pretty sure you'll be satisfied and they can help you find what you need. All right, folks, we're back. Some good info there from IUOE and also from Edgemore Outdoors. Had Vance and his dad over here a couple of weeks ago.
You would?
Yeah, and glad to have them as a sponsor of the show. I mean, that's just no doubt about it. We went. Well, anyway, I had to send Mike over there last Friday. Yeah, right after work before we took off to the lake. I said, I got to have some trailers. Mm-hmm. So sent Mike over there to pick up some trailers before we headed to the lake, which was a good thing to do, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah.
I mean,
considering you didn't have but one.
Yeah, considering I was down to one trailer for what I wanted to do, I said, so I called over there, got Vance answered the phone, and I said, hey, I'm looking for this and this and this. I said, walk back there to the Zoom rack and tell me if you got it. And so he walked back there, and I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was the green pumpkin with the blue flake in it. And I said, how many packs have you got? And he said, well, I got 4. I said, okay, now what about in the Vibratail, the same color? He said, I got 2. I said, pick them off the rack, hold them at the register. Mike will be over there in about an hour.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So Mike bought everyone they had. I don't know why, but he did. But I do know why, because that's what I was catching them on the week before, and that was the Friday night that we got to go, and then didn't get to go back on Saturday night. But anyway, the week before that, I caught them on that green and blue jig with that same trailer on it, green pumpkin and blue flake in it, and I just got down to one. I mean, shucks, after you catch 3 or 4 fish on one, they tire that plastic trailer just about shot.
Yeah.
I mean, they just rip and tire, and you can't, just can't keep it up on your hook, and so you take it off and throw it on the floor of the boat and get another.
That's right.
All right, let's see who we got. Hello, folks.
Hey.
Yeah, Ed, I've just been wondering what you've been holding back for.
Well, I'm thinking about going tomorrow night. You all going to go up there?
Well, I've got to work Saturday, but if it wasn't for that, yeah, I'd say Mike will be up there, Ed.
Well, I was going to ask him if y'all thought those big rains have floated any Tennessee alligators out in the lake.
The lake has went down probably 4 feet straight down, and so I think it more or less has been out of the woods, long enough for the last few weeks. I don't, unless it's back up in the woods higher than it was when they start dropping it. I think you'd be all right.
Yeah. Well, something I was going to ask y'all. I used to see these guys fishing off of the front of the little boats with the paddle and the big jig pole. You ever see any of that anymore?
No.
There's a few of them. There's a few of them still doing that, but yeah, they'd go down there and sit on the front of the boat and scull with a paddle, and have that 9-foot jig pole with the big gob of night crawlers out there on that hook and jigging it around them stumps and rocks. I mean, what the heck, man?
They was looking for 55-degree water or something like that, with muddy as a clay hole, and that's when they do their jig fishing.
Yeah.
I used to like to watch them guys do that.
Oh, yeah.
I just happened to think about that. But anyway, Maybe I'll run into you up there tomorrow night, Mike. I'm going to go drive maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you ought to. If this weather lets up like they say it's going to, I think you ought to be there. Sure do.
Well, it's supposed to be full Monday, ain't it?
I think it is. It's been covered up for a week, I guess, you know.
Yeah, it'll be 3/4 or something there tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right, I'll let y'all go then. Thanks.
All right, Ed. Good to hear from you, buddy.
Okay.
See you, man. For sure. Good to hear from him there on that.
So you think Glenn's got them new boats in?
Well, Glenn told me he had 2 new bullets in. So, one of them was white with the red and black stripe or siding and stripes on it, one way or the other. It's white, red, and black. And I forgot what he said the other one was. So get online, folks. Look at his website and look all that over. I mean, he's got, he does have 2 new bullets in down there, and he's still got that Express.
Yes, sir.
And so if you're thinking about something, right now would be a good time.
I think the last time I come by there, he had a couple of used boats. He was
yeah, trade-ins. He took some
Trade-in.
trade-ins on some boats, and so maybe if you, like I said, get on his website. You see a lot of things right there. They keep that thing updated pretty much. Don't forget about the trolling motor. The drawing for the trolling motor. It's 5 tickets. It's $90. So they're $20 a ticket. You can get 5 of them for $90. And if you buy 10 of them, you wind up with enough money to buy that extra ticket.
Yeah.
10 off the first 5, 10 off the second 5. You got 11 chances.
Had 11 chances.
Yeah. So yeah, that's on a $3,000 trolling motor. The Ghost, Lowrance Ghost, is what that is.
That was 3,000 last year.
Yeah.
Maybe 4,000 or 5,000 this year.
Yeah.
Things is going up.
Yeah, the
Hard
new
to
models,
get.
Yeah, they may be quite a bit more expensive. But do remember that. And on Mike Pennington, I figured he called the other week about that braided line. I was hoping to hear something from him, how he done. What about it, Mike? You've got about 8 minutes. Give us a quick call and let us know how the fishing is. So we'll go for it. And I forgot to say hello to Charlie Irwin, too, at the start of the show. Charlie's one of them old-timey Norse fishermen. He started about the same time we did, and he's seen things take place up there, too. So Norse is a good lake. I mean, heck, it's just.
Did you ever hear anything else from our kayak guy?
Oh, from Parrott?
Parrott? Yeah.
No. Jeff Parrott. Hadn't heard from Jeff. As a matter of fact, I'll look to hear from him. I mean, Jeff, give us a buzz. Let us know how the fishing's going there next week, and that kind of thing. And that's another thing. We put the boat in up there the other night, and there was 4 kayaks. They pulled down the ramp there, and well, I think they had these lights up on their bill of their cap there.
One of them did, for sure.
One of them did, for sure. I think 2 of them had them, but there was 2 that didn't have. And I didn't see a light one on the kayaks.
No.
And, folks,
It was dark. That was the thing about it. It was dark, real dark.
I know. And, they were out there paddling, and we could hear them paddling and talking and this kind of thing. And listen, them guys, there's tournaments going on.
Yeah.
And they ain't letting up.
No.
I mean, they're going from point A to point B, and don't get in my way.
No.
Because they can't see you, and you're just putting yourself out there at risk. I mean, a little old battery light.
Can't be seen all the way around, just where you're pointing it, more or less.
And so I'm just telling you folks on the kayaks, you got as much right to the water as we have, but you need to be safe with it, and that's puts you a light on that thing somewhere.
Well, it used to, you remember they had them ones you put a couple of D batteries in and stick it on the front, red and green, and then one in the back there, and just clamp it on. And, run boats and stuff.
I mean, we don't run, Mike. Well, I mean, when we're up there pleasure fishing, we just, kind of ease around. This place that up on the top of the water. We're not running at a high speed, 25, 30 mile an hour probably. But now, those guys that's in them tournaments, and because we've done it too, hopefully there's not a bug hit you in the face.
Hey, I'm telling you, I got the nervous shakes up there that one year when I come down through there, and I mean, it was black as could be that night, and I come down and run between Point 19 and Pilot Island, and pulled in on the lower end of the Pilot Island and stopped, and we got our stuff out and started fishing, and heard them people over on 19 side hollering, and then finally that guy started answering them, and he was out there in the water.
Yeah.
And swimming over to Pilot Island.
Yeah. Well, I know. And then another thing too, you get down the lake, you're running down the lake down there, and you bow up and stop, and you turn the light on, and there's a big bat stuck on the back of the depth finder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Could have busted you right in the face.
Oh yeah.
But he's hanging on the back of the depth finder there, and you're, what in the world is that thing doing in here? And you're trying to get him off, get him out, get him gone. So, but it's like I said, it's you want to be careful out there, and for sure, a little bitty light on the back of those kayaks wouldn't hurt a thing. Might keep something bad from happening to you for sure. Listen, we're about to run out of time. I'd like to say I'm going to get to go tomorrow night, but I very well doubt it. But Mike, catch a bunch of them.
Well, if they'll bite, we'll try to.
All right. God bless you all. Have a safe week, and be careful. See you next week.
Okay.
Hey folks, I'm here at Reynolds Racing and Marine, 620 Ray Street here in Kingston. Got Mr. Glenn Reynolds here with us. Glenn, tell us about this beautiful Bullet boat sitting here.
Okay, this is the latest deal. It's called SST. It's 21 foot long. Has a lot of key features inside. It's actually got three coolers, so you keep your beverages plenty cool. Got a little wider front end up front. And it's got the recessed foot pedal for the new Spotlight trolling motors that I'm going to try to sell Steve one.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pretty silver and red.
Boy, it's beautiful. It really is.
Got the new 250R.
250R on that thing, folks. Man, this thing looks sharp.
That's just one boat. Of course, we got it in the background here.
Yeah.
We've got several side-by-sides.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And then...
there's the big 5-seater. That's a 5-seater. Man. Dadgummit, Glenn.
A lot of side-by-sides.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got, of course, this is
Allison?
This is Allison Color Pro Series.
Yeah.
It's called a Pro Elite.
Pro Elite, okay.
And it's got, I guess here is some of the different pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. It's got a TV screen in the front.
Yeah. And then it raises it up because it's called an E-pad.
Right.
And Allison has a patent on this, I think. And you can raise it up where you can, if you're a tall guy, you can still see
it. Yeah, yeah.
That's sort of unique. And then, of course, we've got the Allisons and the Bullets on this side.
Right. Oh, man. We've got the twin yellows here, don't
Got the twin yellows, one's
Yes,
yellow
sir.
and white, one's yellow and black.
Yeah.
This one will be in Mercury's brochure. I went down and made some pictures at Joe
Oh.
River Lake, and it should be coming up pretty soon in the brochure.
Right, right.
And of course, it has the E-pad, it has a spot lock.
Uh-huh,
I call it Ultrex.
right.
Now this is called a